All right, everybody. Well, this is interesting. So I'm just heading down to the Ford dealership because there is a Ford Lightning with possibly my name on it. I don't know yet. So we're going to head down there right now. We're going to take a look at this truck and see if this is my new electric vehicle, electric pickup truck more specifically. Let's take a look. Let's go see what it looks like. I think I'm going to like it, which is the problem. All right, let's take a look. All right, everybody. Well, it's later on in the day. We are home now, and I got to take a look at the truck. The truck looks really good. I'll throw some B-roll shots up here so you could see it while I'm chatting away here. But yeah, the car looks really good, or I should say the truck looks really good. Yeah, so I had some conversations with my wife about the truck and if we should do it or not. And, basically we said, yeah, let's got the thumbs up. Let's go ahead and do it. So that is what we're looking at right now. So I went ahead, put a deposit down just to hold the truck for me. And that'll hold the truck until I'm ready to pick it up, which might be as early as tomorrow. Depends on how things go. We have a very busy week because on Saturday morning, today is Tuesday, Saturday morning, we are leaving to go on our trip up to New Jersey. So we're actually going to probably be taking the brand new truck up to New Jersey as his first road trip. Literally going to have like less than 100 miles on it, and we're going to be driving it all the way up to New Jersey for its first road trip. So really looking forward to that, hopefully, as long as we get everything, the paperwork and everything done ahead of time. In the meantime, I think we're going to be discussing what we need to do as far as the car situation, because I don't think us having 4 cars is really a great idea. So I think what we're going to be doing is, unfortunately, most likely parting with the Fiat. I think that's the car we're going to be parting with on this endeavor, and unfortunately we've had the Fiat for almost a year now, and yeah, I think that's going to be the car that ultimately gets the boot. The Tesla will probably be sticking around for a while because I really do enjoy the Tesla, and of course our Mach-E, which I'm kind of holding for somebody right now. My brother's interested in buying that car from us in probably about a year or so, so we'll probably hold on to that for another year, and then we'll figure out what we want to do from that point forward. But in the meantime, I got to bring the Fiat in tomorrow, see what the trade-in is going to be, because it may not be good. And if the trade-in's not good, I'm not going to bother trying to get rid of it. But we'll see. We'll try to trade in. If a trade-in doesn't work out, then we'll try to sell it independently. Other than that, tomorrow we will see how it goes. So stay tuned. Let's see what tomorrow brings. All right, everybody. Well, good morning. Well, it is the day of picking up the F-150 Lightning. And I'm like super excited about this. Like, I think this is going to be really cool. It's going to be really fun, a new vehicle and something else to road trip in, and it's going to be fantastic. But at the moment, I'm getting ready to basically trade in the Fiat. Most likely, we're going to be trading in the Fiat today, unless they give me like a really low ball offer. Then I might be ending up selling it, independently. But I think we're going to be bringing that down to the dealer today. I think we're going to be trading that guy in and possibly getting rid of the Fiat today. So unfortunately, as much as we love the Fiat, as much as we love this car so much, driving around town and just having a great time and parking it pretty much anywhere you want because it's so small, I think it's time for us to get rid of it. Only had it about a year, a little less than a year actually, about 11 months. So yeah, so not a long time with the car, probably the shortest owned car I've ever had. And yeah, hate to see it go, but at the same time, we're definitely replacing it with something else. So looking forward to that. In the meantime, I think what we're going to do is just kind of clean out the car, just make it look as good as possible for today. So when they look at the car, they don't think it was trashed all the time. Not that it looks trashed right now. Actually, it's pretty clean. I cleaned it out not too long ago. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and bring the car in shortly here, and we'll see what the outcome is. So either the car's going to come back home with me today and we'll have 4 cars for a little while, or the Fiat will be gone and we'll have 3 cars again, and one will be the F-150 Lightning. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, I'm going to get it cleaned up, and let's head down to the dealership. All right, off we go to the dealership in the Fiat. Got charged up to about 85% here, so that should be good for the morning. Just in case we don't leave it there, we'll have to take it back. Anyway, here we go on the road, and I don't know if I took out my registration. I have to go double check that. Nope, have my registration insurance still in the car. Good. I was thinking, I'm like, this will be the day I get pulled over. So I won't have my registration insurance because I cleaned out my glove box. So, all right, let's get to the dealer and take a look at the truck and see what they'll do with the Fiat. Oh Lord, here it is. F-150 Lightning Flash. Looking real good. See if the doors are open. Nope, they're not. Keys are inside too. Look at that. That looks awesome. Little Fiat's over there. They gave me a trade-in value on that. I'm just waiting for all the paperwork to finish going through, but this looks awesome. I love the black color too, because with the Flash you get just the black plastic mirrors, so at least it matches the color of the truck at this point. Got the black running boards there on the bottom. Really, really nice. Kind of the blacked out wheels too. Everything's blacked out. Can't wait to get these windows tinted. That's gonna look awesome. And I'm even thinking about maybe doing this whole light bar. Getting the light bar done tinted as well. That'll really tie it all together. So, really looking good. I'm gonna get back inside, finish up some of my paperwork, and then I'll be driving home with this shortly. Look at the way this camera sticks out of the mirror like that. Interesting. All right, let's finish up. All right, in the F-150 Lightning Flash Edition, or Flash Trim, whatever you want to call it. It is beautiful. I'm just setting up my seat. I just got to get this home. 32 miles. They charged up to 100% for me. Let's go ahead and hit the power button first. Power on, since I've owned this vehicle. Look at this. Awesome. I got to pair my phone to the sync or whatever it's called here. Get our climate control all set up. Unfortunately, now I have to go to work. So, I'm going to have to play with this later tonight or something. But anyway, let's get on the road and I'll get this back to the house and we'll talk more about the truck once we get there. We'll kind of go over all the options and everything that I got with it and all the specifics, but looking awesome. Man, really liking this so far. Really, really comfortable. Just enjoying the ride of the truck. It feels like an F-150. It feels very much like a truck, you know, so just really enjoying it. Somebody's honking their horn randomly. I don't know what that is. But yeah, so I guess we're the first car at this light here. Let's test some acceleration here. Wow, that was like half throttle. Wow, I can't wait to give this a real good goosing. All right, so got home from work, got the truck. We're taking it out for a quick drive. Basically, I just drove home, had to go to work for the day. Now we're home, taking out the truck for its first ride tonight and kind of going around. We actually have to run over to the dealership because they have our level 2 charger for the garage. So that's one of the things when you get a Ford EV. Oh, hold shut off the light. So one of the things you get when you buy a Ford EV is you get, I think it's called the Ford Power Promise or something, where you get a home charger with it. Now you could trade in the charger, and they used to give you $1,000 for the charger, which is what I would have done, but they only do $500 now, and it might be just due to the recent promotions that they're doing. So I decided I'll take the charger. If I don't want it for some reason, then I could sell it on eBay. But I think I'm going to use it in the garage. I think I'll get it hooked up because they actually have a Q-Merit contractor come out and install it for you. So I think that's a pretty cool addition to that. As you just noted, the ride on the truck is definitely like a pickup truck. It's definitely got a little bit of a bump and a little bit of
my hand went in front of the camera by accident.
So definitely a different ride than the Mach-E and the Tesla, and you know, so we're gonna have to get used to that a little bit. But it's definitely a truck, which is awesome. And I mean, it's smooth, like
yes,
and it's very comfortable. And I mean, it's like we're sitting in a living room right now. I mean, it is so big, so comfortable. The back seat's got plenty of space. You can fit 3 adults back there, no problem. Like, this is going to be a fantastic road tripper. I'm really hoping that we take this. We have some plans to go to Florida again this year, and I think we're going to be taking this with 4 of us in it. So let's go ahead and merge. Oh yeah, no problem. No lack of power in this truck whatsoever. I don't know if you would need any more power, any more torque. I mean, this thing is really nice. But anyway,
we'll do a full like walkthrough of the truck. I'll go over all the options and everything that I got on this truck, and why I was so eager to get this particular one, because it has a lot of the things that I really wanted in a pickup truck. And so that's why we ended up going with this one, and considering the prices and everything of this, it was a great deal. So we're gonna go over all pricing and everything just later on in this video, but figured I'd just bring you on a nice tour of driving it right now. As you can see, the interior is beautiful. We have the nice big vertical screen just like we have in the Mach-E. They still retain the little volume knob here in the middle of the screen. Obviously we have, you know, regular vents in this, just like, you know, any other Ford product. And we have our trailer controls, so we have our, you know, the max trailer package in here, which is really cool. We got our power outlets over here, our 12 volt and our 120 volt 20 amp outlets. Amazing. Just so much technology in this truck. And that's one of the things I just love geeking out about, is just the amount of technology they're shoving into these pickup trucks. They used to be for just work. Now they're for everything. They're for long road trips, they're comfort. You can still load up the bed with a bunch of stuff. So we're gonna have a lot of videos on this truck in the next couple of months, that's for sure. Anyway, we're gonna go over to the dealership, pick up our level 2 EVSE. I'll show you a quick picture of that, and we'll come back with you with a little bit of a tour around the truck, what we got exactly, and what options we have, and why we went with this particular one, and why we went with it now. So that'll be kind of the big thing, is why did we do it now? Anyway, we'll see you in just a minute. All right, everybody. Well, you join us now a little further in the future. So we've had the truck now for a little over a week. We are up in New Jersey right now on our first road trip with the F-150 Lightning. And this is once again our first impressions video. It's our, you know, initial reaction of owning the truck now. And now that we've had almost 900 miles on this truck since we bought it about a week ago, I could say that we had a pretty good first impressions with the truck here. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about just kind of the overall truck itself, kind of give you a full tour of the truck and what we have. I got the window sticker right here, so I want to go over pretty much everything on the window sticker as well, to talk about what the truck gets as the 2025 Ford Lightning flash trim, and what options we also got in the truck as well. Now keep in mind, I didn't order the truck. This truck was actually ordered by the dealership, and I just happened to catch it as it was on its way to the dealership. And I happened to catch it literally within days of it showing up at the dealership. And that was a pretty cool like timing, I guess, because like literally I looked at the truck and I said, wow, that's like exactly the specifications I would want on an F-150 if I were to ever order one. And then like literally a couple days later, the truck showed up and I went down and took a look at it, and clearly we went ahead and made the purchase. And I say we a lot because my wife's behind the camera. She's filming today, and she was definitely a big part of this as well. We had many discussions about this, whether or not we wanted to do this or not. But anyway, let's dive into the truck. So this is the 2025 F-150 Lightning flash trim, and let's go over some of the things that we get in the truck standard, because some things have changed from the 2024 to the 2025 flash trim, and there was a couple things that I'm still a little confused about from what I've been reading on forums and some other places, and comments I've had in other videos that we've led up to this point. And so I want to kind of try to figure out whether I'm looking at this correctly or not. But you could comment below too if you have any clarification on this. So this is the F-150 Lightning flash trim, and it has the gray interior. So it's the black, what do they call this? The agate or agate, I'm not sure how they pronounce that, black metallic, which is very similar to our Mach-E. It's just dirty right now, so it's very hard to see any type of metallic in the paint. But and this has the slate ActiveX trimmed interior, so it's gray interior, black on gray, which I think is really cool. Gives it a nice little you know, two-tone color to it. And we'll get you in the interior in a little bit here so you can see that, how that looks. According to this paper, this is the window sticker that came on the truck. This has the 131 kilowatt hour extended battery pack. Now, I know a lot of people were saying that in 2025 flash, they took out a module and it made it like 122. I think is what they said, 122 kilowatt hours. This says otherwise. So I don't know if there is a, I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm not really sure. A lot of people are saying 122, the flash trim, they took a module out. On our way up here to New Jersey, we've had multiple charging sessions, and I did the math between what we charged up and, you know, the percentage, and it basically came out somewhere between 130 to 134 kilowatt hours is what it ended up being. Now, of course, there's also charging losses. I understand that, so that kind of makes sense why it should be 131 kilowatt hours, I believe. I mean, that's what it says on here. I want to do some further testing, you know, in the future and figure out if I can clarify that and get some answers on that, because if they're putting 131 kilowatt hours on this, but it's actually 122, then I'm going to have some words to Ford about that and see what can be done, because that is, well, for one thing, that's just completely false advertising on their part. But this does say 131 kilowatt hours according to the window sticker here. So let's talk about all the standard equipment that comes on here real quick, and then we'll kind of go into some of the options I got and you know, why I think those are important options. So so box lighting. So obviously we have some in the bed of the truck here. They have all the lighting inside the bed of the truck, which is really nice. So if you ever, you know, come up to your truck at nighttime, you want to see inside your bed, they have some extra lighting in there. Let's go ahead and actually open this up for everybody. This does have the electronic tailgate, so it's locked all the time unless the truck is unlocked, and then it will fold itself down. It doesn't fold itself back up, but it will fold it down electronically like that. All right, we'll have to addendum this part of the video because I just found out this. It does have an electronic tailgate going down, but it also has an electronic assist going up. So that's pretty cool. So you can push the button and it will go up, or you can start lifting it up with your hands and it'll proceed up. Pretty cool. The door handles on the side of the truck are body color. This is just standard options once again. So the door handles are the same color as the truck. The mirrors, however, are just a standard black plastic. These are not body color. In this case, they are black, so they match the truck pretty well, as opposed to having like a red truck with, you know, a black mirror. This kind of matches pretty well. So that is one thing we got on the truck as well. Standard is just, you know, you get the standard mirror caps basically. Auto high beam, auto lamp on off, you know, so just basic stuff there. LED projector with dynamic bending headlamps. I have not actually paid attention enough at night to see the headlamps actually move, or you know, the beams actually move. So I have to pay more attention to that, but it does say we have that standard. The locking removable tailgate with the tailgate assist. So with this, and I'm not sure if you get this on the XLT trims as well, but you do get the step. So if you wanted to step into the truck, you do have this step here, and then of course you have the little assistant, you know, to grab it on your way into the truck. So it does have that as well. That's standard. I don't know if that's something that comes on all the trims or just when you start bumping up a little bit. The Mega Power frunk, of course, so you get the electronic frunk that opens up, and of course you get all that space in there, which is really nice. The mirrors are heated and power, of course, but they're not power in the sense where they fold automatically. They are manually folding mirrors, but the mirrors you can adjust electronically. Pickup box tie down hook, so you get all the hooks in the bed there, so you can, you know, tie down stuff right to these hooks here, which is really nice. I think I got my hand somewhere around it. Yep, right there. Power up down front hood. I don't know why they have to put that in there twice. I'm not sure if that's something else that they put on the base models. Moving to the interior, we have a 10-way power driver and multi-adjustment power front passenger seat. So electronic moving seats, which is, you know, pretty obvious nowadays. Most stuff comes with that. 12-inch screen, one touch up and down driver passenger windows, 60/40 fold up rear bench. So we'll take a look at the rear bench real quick. So let me go ahead. This is another cool thing about the truck. When you want to unlock the truck, all you gotta do is put your hand behind the door handle and it unlocks the truck, which is really cool. So now I can unlock the back doors. That's only on the front two doors that you get that. So this is the interior, so you can see the 60/40
split folding seats. So the 40 is currently up and the 60 is currently down. So easily you could get 5 passengers in this truck. You saw the color of the interior while you were there as well, but we'll go inside a little bit in a little bit. Active dim rear view mirror, the Active X wrapped steering wheel, AC with climate control, obviously, heated steering wheel, which is another thing. I do like my heated steering wheels, even though we live in a climate that's relatively mild, but we do get a couple months out of the year where it's really nice to have a heated steering wheel, especially since this truck will be primarily outside. So in the wintertime, it'll be nice to have the ability to remote start the truck, have the heated steering wheel turn on along with everything else. Let's see, outside temperature, compass, trip computer, power adjustable pedals, so you can adjust the pedals in or out depending on, you know, your height. Obviously I'm short, so I need to adjust those pedals in a little bit to help me with that height there, but let's see. So it has the 120 volt outlets in the interior, so there's the one in the back and there's the one in the front. We'll get into more of that in a little bit. Rear window defroster or whatever. Now we're getting into 360-degree cameras, adaptive cruise control, Bang & Olufsen 8-speaker sound system, cross-traffic alert system. It's got the Class 4 trailer hitch, of course, evasive steering assist, forward pass connect, forward sensing system, intelligent access with push start. You know, so it's got the push button to start the truck. Lane keeping assistance, so it does have lane centering in this particular one. Pre-collision assist, Sync 4A with the 15.5-inch screen. Am I contradicting myself? Didn't I say 12? Oh, 12-inch digital instrument cluster. So it has the 12-inch cluster across the front for the driver, and it's got the 15-inch vertical screen in the center there. That's what I meant to say before. The tow technology package, wireless Apple and Android Auto, and then for safety security, we have the advanced track with RSC, airbags, LED mount stop light, third brake light. Of course you have that. It's got an alarm system, of course. Warranties, 3-year 36,000, 5-year 60 on the powertrain, 5-year 60 on the roadside assistance, which is pretty cool actually. 5-year 60 on the safety restraints, and 8-year 100,000 on the electric vehicle components. So high voltage stuff is all 8-year 100,000 on Ford products for the most part. So yeah, I wanted to blast through that as quickly as possible because that's all the standard stuff and pretty much not much changes between the trims, though some stuff does between the XLT and the Flash. Okay, now that we've gone through that, let's go through some of the optional equipment that was in this truck. Now keep in mind, I didn't add any of this stuff myself. But most of this stuff I would have put onto this truck had I decided I was going to order one and customize it for myself. So with this being a Flash trim, we get the 20-inch, what do they call these? The dark carbonized gray wheels, which I think looks really good, especially with the black truck. So that looks really cool. Tire size, 275/60 R20s, obviously, for our 20-inch wheels. So decent sized tires. Same all around, which is nice, so this way we could rotate them easily. Most trucks are like that anyway. They threw in a front license plate bracket. We have that in the back because we don't need it in the state of South Carolina, so that'll just be sitting in the truck for ever and ever. They put floor liners in, and so you can see here we got the rear floor liner, which is a really nice sized floor liner. It goes pretty much all up through the rear seat there. And then in the front seats, we get the F-150 logoed floor mats there. And I do not know if that also includes the frunk liners, because we do have some of the frunk liners as well. And I don't know if that's part of this package or if that's like standard. I'm not really sure, but we do have them in the frunk as well. And we can look at that in a little bit. Pro Power onboard. So we actually got the full suite of the Pro Power onboard with this truck. So we got 9.6 kilowatt of capability of output through this truck. So in the back here, you can see that we have the, put that away. So you can see right here that we have the outlets in the back. So we have our NEMA 520 outlets there, the NEMA 520 outlets here, and then of course we have our 30 amp 240 volt. This has 7.2 kilowatt max by itself right there, and of course you could do up to 9.6 kilowatts total throughout the truck. And then of course if we go over to the frunk, let's pop open the super duper mega power frunk here. There we we go. It has a little bit of a delay. And we'll get that out of the way here. And then over here on this side, if you want to swing around here, hun, you can see that we have 4 more NEMA 520 outlets here with a USB-A and a USB-C as well for charging up devices. If you happen to be sitting in the frunk hanging out with your friends and you want to charge up your phone, you could go ahead and do so as well. And then of course the Mega Power frunk also has some, let's get this out of the way real quick, also has the underfloor storage as well, just a little bit to hide your EVSE, maybe some other, you know, our charging adapters, things like that. And so that's really nice. Basically our trip here from South Carolina, we basically had everything in the frunk and in the back seat area. That was it. We didn't need anything in the bed. So, I mean, just goes to show you that you get a lot of extra space and real estate when you need to pack a bunch of stuff. You could throw a lot of that stuff in the frunk, and then whatever else you have, you can just kind of throw it in the back seat. Of course, if you have people in the back seat, then you might not have that luxury, but I'm going to look into getting a tonneau cover for this as well. So this way we have some, number one, security in the bed. So this way people can't grab things out of it, but also for, you know, weatherproofing as well. So we'd try to get something that's a little weatherproof. So this way, if we put stuff in the bed, it also won't get wet while we're doing long trips. So just in case we get into some rain. All right, so that's the Pro Power onboard with the 9.6 kilowatt. We have Blue Cruise 90-day trial for Blue Cruise hands-free. We used it the entire way up here. So basically 700 miles of Blue Cruise hands-free, or just about there. And it was great. It was probably just as competent as our Mustang Mach-E. Very, very well done. I don't know which version of Blue Cruise hands-free this is. I don't know if it's 1.3, which it seems to be 1.3 compared to our Mach-E that just got 1.3, or if it's a higher version like 1.4. It's definitely not 1.5. I could tell you that much, but I think I'm assuming it's 1.3 at this point. The other thing we got, the Max Trailer Tow Package. Now, something in 2025 that was different was that they added, I should say they removed the rear locking differential on the F-150 Lightning Flash, and it became an option that you have to get with the Max Trailer Tow Package. So if you want the rear locking differential, you have to get the Max Trailer Tow Package now. You can't, it's not just optional in the truck anymore. Or excuse me, it's not just standard in the truck anymore. So you have to get this package to get that. So that is in here as well. Now that's one of those things that I like having the trailer tow package, because we are probably not going to be towing very often with this truck, but when we do, it's nice to know that we have the extra cooling package for the components to keep them cool while we're driving or towing. And so it's good to have that. The rear locking differential, probably something I'll never need necessarily, but it's definitely something to keep in mind, that if you're looking at a 2025 and you're comparing to a 2024, don't just assume that you're going to get the locking differential in the 25 because it came standard in the 24. So make sure you look into that and understand that you might have to bump up to this package here. Oh, I should talk about pricing on this stuff as well. The floor liners were $200. The Pro Power onboard was $1,200, so that was an additional $1,200. The Max Trailer Tow Package is $1,100. So for the rear locking diff and for the extra cooling and everything for those components, you're looking at an $1,100 upcharge there. Of course, you get all the integrated trailer stuff as well. So for instance, if you're looking to do some trailering, you do get all of the trailer plugs here. So you get your 4-pin plug right there on the bottom, and then on the top you get your what is that, like a 6-pin or whatever, or 8-pin, I can't remember what they use for trailering. I haven't trailered in so long, but so you do get this as well. But you also get in the vehicle, you also get the trailer braking button on there as well, the slider to help you brake your trailer. And also you get the some of the other trailer options as well with the Max Trailer Tow Package as well. So, and then I guess the last thing, or one of the last things here, is the spare wheel and tire. So they give you a spare tire, which is mounted underneath the truck here. I don't know if you can see that, but They do have that. Now that is an option now. That is no longer standard on the F-150 Lightning, so you do have to option the spare tire. That is $175. My opinion, I think it's well worth it. I actually have to check to see if they even give you like the tools and everything. I don't know if it's just the spare tire. I assume they give you a wrench and everything to change the actual tire, but it's $175 for the spare tire and the wheel. I think it's 100% worth it if you're looking to get an F-150, get the spare tire and the wheel. I don't think you'll ever regret having that. So this has the tailgate step and work surface. So I guess I could show you that real quick. So this is the tailgate. Just put this down again. So you do get the work surface right here. So you can see you get like your little measuring tape across here and then some other like little areas of, you know, I guess you could use for, you know, if you're on the site construction, you have your slots here for clamps, which I thought was kind of cool. So you can, it's got a little C clamp on there that you can use to mount stuff to the bed. So pretty nice. I mean, obviously this is something that I'm personally not going to be using a lot. It's not something that I'm in that trade, but it might be something that I use the bed for other reasons, like having this tape measure here is actually kind of helpful. Nice to be able to measure things if you need to, just on the fly, but not exactly something that's in my necessary trade. And then the last two options we have on here, and that was no charge, by the way. It says no charge. So I'm assuming that maybe there's a couple of these that you can swap out when you order your truck, and maybe that's why they have that as an option, even though it's a no charge option. Mobile power cord. They ordered a mobile power cord with it. I didn't need it, but they gave us one. It was $600 for the mobile power cord. What are you gonna do? You know, 600 bucks for that. And then the bed liner. So the bed liner is actually Ford installed from the dealer, or not from the dealer, excuse me, from Ford itself. They put in this bed liner. So it's that roll-on hard bed liner stuff. It's not like the plastic covering or anything. So this is pretty rugged. This will last a while. And I'm kind of glad this was all done already, because that's a really nice option to have. It was one of the things I was gonna do first when I got the truck, was I was gonna put a roll-on bed liner in. And I always do that with my trucks. And this one had it already. So I'm not gonna complain about that. And it was better to have it done by them, because this way, you know, warranty. That's why you don't have to worry about any type of warranty claims in the future. That's a $595 option. I think it's well worth it. If you're gonna get somebody else to do it for you, it's gonna be a lot more expensive than that. And if you do it yourself, it's probably going to be somewhere in that $500 range anyway, not including your time. So $595 option for that bed liner there. So now let's take a few minutes. I want to talk about what the truck is missing that I wish it did have. And it's very minor things, very little things that I kind of wish the truck had. The Mach-E has the numbers on the side of the truck that you can, you know, get access to the vehicle. You can unlock the vehicle from the side panel there. That is something that is missing off of this. You can get it now, but it's a dealer installed option. And it's just like, it's not like one that's built into the pillar of the truck. It's actually just like a physical keypad that they mount to, like, I think the top of the door or something. So I really do kind of miss that. Because of the fact that, like, that's sometimes nice when you're just walking to your car, you don't have your key on you, or you don't have your phone on you if you have phone as a key. It's really nice to have that button thing and just be able to get into your car real quick. I could get that obviously installed by the dealer if I wanted to. I haven't priced it out yet. I don't know if I will do it, probably not, but that is something that we don't get on this one versus like what we got on the Mach-E. A couple of the things was we don't have home link, so we don't have buttons for the garage, which I think is kind of weird. I thought that was pretty standard on most, you know, not high trim vehicles, but at least if you get not the base model, you would get that home link in there, but no home link in the vehicle as well. So that's another thing that I kind of wish they had. No cooled seats up front, which I could take it or leave it. I would prefer the cooled seats, but I think you get those in the Lariat, and I wasn't gonna price out a Lariat. Lariat's just way too expensive. The flash trim really falls into the proper price category. What else? Can you think of anything else that we were like, oh, this doesn't have this, but we wish it did, or? Okay, actually I gotta add one more thing to the list of things that I wish the truck had. and I completely forgot about this one, I don't know how, but we do not have phone as a key on this truck. So we can't use the whole phone, the Ford Pass app, set it up to the truck, and have a phone as a key functionality. So we do have to carry along the Ford key, or the key fob, whatever you want to call it, with us at all times in order to drive the vehicle. Not that that's a big deal, but it was just one more thing I wanted to add to the list of things that I wish we had with the truck. I kind of wish we had phone as a key. Kind of a nice feature we've had on the Mach-E for 3 years. I really kind of enjoy it. It's not as good as Tesla's phone as a key system, but it definitely has improved over the years, and I still do use it with the Mach-E. But just one more thing I wanted to bring up that the truck does not have is phone as a key, unfortunately. Yeah. There was a few things that I thought about, and I if I remember any more before the end of the video, I'll throw them out there. But so there was a few things that I wish that we could have had on the truck that unfortunately we do not have on the truck, and things I could definitely live without, and I'm not really like regretting it, because it whatever, it is what it is. It has all the features that I wanted in a truck, which was, you know, a big enough cab for 5 people, Blue Cruise with the hands-free, and also just basic lane centering, which is something you don't get in a lot of vehicles. Like basic lane centering, it's not really something you get in like the Chevy Silverado EV. They don't have lane centering. They only have Super Cruise on the highway. But from what I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, they don't have just basic lane centering on standard roads. You just don't have that option at all, which is with Blue Cruise, you do. You have basic lane centering everywhere you are, regardless of the road. Of course, it doesn't work on all roads if the roads don't have proper lines and stuff, but it does. It's nice to have on some straight roads that are, you know, 45 miles an hour, and you just want to kind of go straight and the truck can stay in the lane for you. It's nice having that feature. It's also something that Rivian doesn't have any type of lane centering. Maybe now they'll have that with the new updates that they've had recently with Rivian. They're now starting to talk about more aggressive autonomous features in their vehicles for highway and stuff, like hands-free stuff. So maybe they'll add that in eventually. But as far as I know, as of this moment, they still do not have that type of lane assistance in the vehicle. So yeah, besides the lane departure assist, it also has the lane centering, which I really like. All the options, like I said, that I got in here were all the options that I would have wanted in a truck. Even though I may not use all of them, it's definitely a nice to have. And I would rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. So definitely something that I'm happy about doing. And I'm definitely looking forward to, you know, loading up the bed with a bunch of stuff and seeing how the truck rides, and you know, hitching something up and towing with the truck to see mileage. I'm of course going to do as many videos on that stuff as I possibly can. And yeah, I'm just kind of really excited about the truck. Now let's get down to, I think, what everybody wants to know, which is price. And I'm going to be completely transparent about this. The dealership that I bought it from is the same dealership that I bought the Mach-E from. Now, I've done videos in the past and I talked about my not so good experiences with servicing my Mach-E at that dealership. Now, of course, that's servicing the Mach-E, not to talk about all the other aspects of that dealership that have been really top notch. And the salesman who's been there for a very long time, he was a neighbor of ours for a while, and has always steered me in the right direction. I made sure I contacted him about this because the sales experience that I have there is always good. It's always honest and to the point, and there was literally like zero haggling, and there was very little like when they were trying to talk about financing, basically there was just no like, let's get you on this extended warranty, let's get you on this, let's get you on this paint protection stuff, let's get you, none of that occurred. It was very much, this is how much it's going to cost, are you interested in anything else? We priced out like the extended warranty for the truck, which I didn't go for anyway, but we talked about all that stuff, but none of it was pushed on me. It was no, well, if you don't do it, you're going to regret it. There was none of that talk. So I'm very happy with the process for me to get the truck. Even though it's not as easy as buying a Tesla where you do everything on your phone and then you go to pick up the car and you basically need to make one signature and you're out the door, it's still as smooth as it could possibly be from a legacy automaker standpoint or a dealership standpoint. So I'm very happy with my experience there getting the truck. Now, in the future, when I have to do service on the truck, if I have to do service on the truck, we'll see how that process goes. Maybe I take it to a different dealership. Maybe I go to the same dealership. I don't know. It all depends on scheduling and how things work out, but we'll have to see how that goes. It makes for good content. Anyway, so I want to give them some credit for the process of getting the truck picked up and paid for and everything like that. So here is the process for money. Once again, I'm going to be completely transparent about everything because you can look this up on the internet anyway. So the base price of the truck was $68,000. Optioned it out was $38,770, so $30,870 in options. So that comes out to $71,865 for the truck. Then you have to include $2,195 for destination and delivery. That is crazy, $2,200 to move this truck from Michigan to South Carolina. That's just, I can't imagine it costing that much, but that is the destination and delivery. So the total MSRP on the truck on this sticker is $74,060. So it's a $74,000 pickup truck. At the time of buying this, as I mentioned earlier in the video, that it is employee pricing right now. And the employee pricing, I think, took off a little over $5,000 for employee pricing. Now, this is not major numbers off the price of the truck. I'm just going to say that up front. We're not talking $15,000 or $20,000 employee pricing here. They don't make any money on these trucks, basically, because they're still ramping up and still trying to get this stuff going. So they took over $5,000 off the truck as an employee pricing discount. Then it qualified for the $7,500 federal tax rebate, which was really nice. So I did qualify for that, so I got that federal tax rebate. And then we, of course, traded in the Fiat as well, so we got some money for the Fiat. Yes, the Fiat is gone, I'm sorry. It was a great car. We had fun with it for the 11 months we owned it, but we did end up trading in the Fiat because we don't need 4 cars, that's ridiculous. So we ended up getting rid of the Fiat in the process. So we traded in the Fiat. So after all of that, after taxes, what do they call it? Tax title license fees or whatever they call it. After everything was said and done, we were out the door $61,700, I think was what the final, give or take a couple bucks there. But so roughly $12,300 off the MSRP off this truck after the federal tax rebate, employee discount, after the federal tax rebate and the employee discount. That was $12,000 something dollars off the car. And so then we traded in the Fiat on top of that. So yeah, let me clarify that. $74,000 minus the employee discount of $5,000 something and the $7,500 credit, it brought the truck down to $61,000. Then we traded in the Fiat and a down payment for the truck. So basically 12,000 something off was what we got off the MSRP of the truck. So I think we did pretty well. I'm sure somebody out there will get a better deal than I did, and that's perfectly fine. But I'm happy with what we got for what we got the price for. And like I said, I wouldn't configure the truck any other way because the truck actually is exactly how I would have wanted it. So I'm happy about that. The other thing we could have done to lower the price even more was that we also got the Ford, what do they call it? The Ford Power Promise, I think is what they call it, where when you buy a Ford product, you get a home charger as well, a level 2 charger for your garage, installed for free. Now, previously they allowed you to trade that back in, the charger, and they would give you $1,000 credit. Now, I was going to do that because I clearly don't need any more level 2 chargers in my garage. But it wasn't $1,000 anymore. It was $500. And so I decided to take the charger, and instead of taking $500 off the truck even more, I decided to take the charger, and I am going to get it installed because I do want to see the Ford charger. I also want to do some videos on that as well and kind of see how that charger looks and how it, basically functions. And I want to do some videos on that one as well. So I am going to keep the charger instead of getting the $500 off. We're going to do some videos on getting that installed because Q-Merit or a Q-Merit contracted electrician will come out to my house and will install the charger for us for free. Depending on what you do with it, they might have to charge you more for this or that. But so I'm assuming it will be a pretty negligible fee to have that installed, and I'll be all transparent about that as well. I will show you what was done, what needed to be done, how much it costed to have that stuff done, if there was a cost, and so we'll have videos on that as well. Other than that, it's been really nice to own this truck. We've been driving it around this whole week while we were in New Jersey. We've had it plugged into the level 1 here at the house, which has been interesting to say the least, because this is the biggest vehicle battery we've ever owned. And we came on Monday afternoon and plugged the truck in, and it said it would be done by Friday night at 10 o'clock. So we're never going to top charge the truck at this point because we've been driving it around. But anyway, that's pretty much where we are at. If you have any questions or comments, put them down in the comments below. I'll answer as many as I possibly can. And make sure you stay tuned to the channel for future videos on the F-150 Lightning that you see here behind me. And obviously this road trip will be on there as well. So we will have the road trip coming up here and the road trip going back. We'll see how that goes, see how the charging is on the 2025 Lightning Flash. And we'll kind of break it all down for you so you can start seeing how the ownership of this F-150 Lightning is.
We'll just take a quick minute to give you a tour of the interior, because I just realized we finished the video and actually didn't even show you really any of the interior. So once again, we have the ActiveX gray interior, so really nice black on gray. And of course, we do have some of the black accented components inside, a lot of this plastic silvery kind of trim to it. You can see we get our wireless phone charger here, which is nice, USB-A, USB-C here, our big 15-inch screen up front with obviously the iconic Ford dial there, our trailer braking control system here, which is really nice. We have this trailer configuration as well, which this is actually something I haven't been able to play with yet, but I'm looking forward to giving it a shot one day. The 12 volt we have here, we have 120 volt NEMA 520 here as well, so good for 20 amps. Same in the back seat, along with 2 USB-C outlets for charging devices. 2 glove boxes, so we have a glove box here, which is really cool, and then we also have this big glove box here, really nice for storage. Of course, you get the giant center console, which is really nice, really deep as well, so you can keep all your stuff with some extra USB ports down there, USB-C. Unfortunately, this does not have, this was the other thing that's missing, this does not have the folding tray. So you don't get this folding thing that goes out. So this can go down, as you can see there. So this will fold flat out of the way, but unfortunately, this is now an option to get this to do the whole like folding thing. And we didn't get that on this truck. Not a big deal, but a little bit of a miss in my opinion. I don't know why they bothered trying to make 2 different pieces for that. So we can see all of our controls on our steering wheel here with our audio controls, our menu controls. There's a menu on that main screen now, so it's not just a screen, it's actually a full menu system. And then of course you have your driver assistance over here for your cruise control, your lane centering, your distance from the car in front of you, your volume controls, everything like that is all right here. We have only one stalk in this truck, which is a turn signal and light stalk over there. Also gives you the windshield wiper controls as well. And yeah, so really just very nicely done. The Blue Cruise radar, or whatever you want to call it, the assistant there to basically monitor your driving to make sure you're facing forward, is here and over there in that pillar, that little black piece right there. So you can see the infrared in there. And once again, the 8 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system is really good. Dashboard's really nice. Got this little pad up here to keep some stuff as well. Plenty of storage in this truck. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, the back seat alone, leg room for days. I mean, it's crazy. Plenty of pockets back here. Once again, really nice Bang & Olufsen grill there. Cup holders back here for your back seat. Cup holders here for your front seat. I mean, plenty of storage pockets in the doors here. That's just really nice as well, that they give you all the storage pockets here as well, so you can keep stuff right there. Here's the electric seats once again, that you can adjust those 8-way. I think it's an 8-way for the driver and 10-way for the passenger, or maybe it's 10-way for both. I'm not really sure. I have to probably look into that. But and once again, the back seat, you get some of this under the seat storage, which is really nice. And then here's a quick blip of the outlets back here. So once again, you get the USB-Cs there, your AC NEMA 520 outlet there, and of course your 12 volt right there. Climate control back here as well. Nothing else really other than that stuff. Seat back pockets are really nice. Just really overall, just a nice material. I mean, it's not the most premium. It's not a really fancy leather. It's just that like synthetic leather stuff, but it feels fine. It was very comfortable on our drive up here as well. You get some of these really nice accents here in the interior, almost like a marble kind of look. It's just, I mean, it's plastic, but it's pretty nice. Nice little materials here, a lot of soft touch, but also, you know, some plastics in between. You know, this is all plastic, this is all plastic, you know. But overall, just very nice. Got the running boards on it as well, which, I mean, to each their own if you need them or not. But yeah, overall, really impressed with the truck and very happy with how the interior is as well.
Anyway, I'd like to thank you very much for watching this episode. Once again, comment down below, subscribe if you are new to the channel and you want to start following us for the F-150 content. And of course, hit that like button, that little thumbs up just below the video as well. It helps support the channel. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much again for watching, and we'll see you very soon. And remember, welcome to the future, and welcome to tech motoring.